Now, for us to be able to evaluate cosine of 2 theta, the first thing that's really important for us to make sure that we can do is sketch our triangle. So the first thing we want to do is know which quadrant is between pi and 3 pi halves. Well, so if I have a constraint, I'm going to draw an axis. Here's 0. Here's pi halves. Here's pi. So therefore, this would be 3 pi halves. So if I have a triangle that's between pi and 3 pi halves, which quadrant should that be in? Third one. Make sure you guys notice how I drew my triangle. Your triangle always has its angle as what we call a central angle with its vertex at the origin. And it always has a side that's going to be perpendicular with the x-axis, which creates our 90-degree angle. OK? Now, remember tangent is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side of this angle is 4, which is right here. And the adjacent side is 3. Now, notice which quadrant we're in right now. We're going to the left and we're going down. Shouldn't those be negative? Yes. OK? But notice what's a negative divided by negative is a positive. That's why tangent is positive. OK? And in the next example, or next thing to look at, is we need to figure out our let's do the cosine double angle formula, which is going to be cosine. You guys can see there's 3 formulas, right? My recommendation to you guys when you're doing 3 formulas is my recommendation would always just do the first one, unless we're doing something else like solving or verifying. Then I'd work at the bottom 2. But I would always try using the first formula first. That's usually the one that's most commonly used. But the other 2 might be more might help you out. Might help you out for more situations. So therefore, that's cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. Now, to evaluate the sine and the cosine of this angle, we need to figure out the hypotenuse, right? So we could use the Pythagorean theorem, -4 squared plus 3 squared. Or if we remember from geometry class, we know that this is a Pythagorean triple where the hypotenuse is 5. So cosine is going to be adjacent over my hypotenuse, which is -3 over 5 squared, minus sine squared is going to be -4 over 5 squared. So therefore, this becomes 9/25 minus 16/25, which equals -7/25. Yes? 5 is always going to be positive. The hypotenuse is always positive. And if you do Pythagorean theorem, you'll see that would be +5. Yes, Alma?